Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly forgotten why you're there? The reason was clear just a second ago, but now it's gone. A name on the tip of your tongue vanishes. You stand still, trying to recall, but the memory slips through your fingers like sand. Is it just aging, or is it something more dangerous? I want to tell you a truth that many refuse to face. It's not just getting older, it's a warning, a sign that your brain's blood vessels, those fragile highways of life, are clogged, starved of oxygen and nutrients. Like water struggling to pass through a rusty pipe, your blood can no longer reach the places it needs to go. And your memory, your thoughts, even your sense of self begins to fade. I've seen it up close. As a neurologist with over 50 years of experience, and a man in his 90s, I've lived it myself. The foggy mornings, the hesitation mid-sentence, the creeping fear. Is this the beginning of the end? But what if I told you there is a way back? A method so simple, so forgotten, that it sounds almost too easy. Just 1 spoonful a month. Not a pill, not a drug, but a humble ingredient our ancestors once used to keep the mind sharp and clear. I use it myself. I recommend it to every patient. And I'm going to show you exactly how it works, step by step. But I need you to do one thing. Watch this video until the very end, because there's a moment coming that could surprise you and even save your future. Let me say something that might shock you. Memory loss, confusion, brain fog, they're not normal signs of aging. They are red flags, signals. Your body is trying to tell you something, loudly. For decades, we've been taught, oh, forgetfulness comes with age. Doctors hand out pills like candy, but pills only silence the symptoms. They don't touch the root cause. The real problem? Dirty, inflamed blood vessels in your brain. Cholesterol builds up, inflammation sets in, the arteries narrow, harden, and soon, your brain is gasping for oxygen. At first, it's small. A name forgotten here, a word lost there. Then come the dizziness, the headaches, the blurred focus. And finally, sometimes, in a single night, it all crashes into something terrifying. A stroke, dementia, or a total loss of independence. But here's what most people don't know. The brain can heal, the vessels can be cleaned, and the fog can lift, if you know how to feed your brain right. That's why today is not just a video. It's a turning point, because I'm about to share with you 6 natural brain healing secrets that have helped thousands of my patients, and me personally, stay sharp well into our 80s and 90s. And it all starts with the first one, a forgotten grain that our ancestors once used not as food, but as medicine. Secret number 1, the grain that cleans the mind, cornmeal. Let me take you back to a moment I'll never forget. A woman in her late 70s sat in my office, tears in her eyes. She said, "Doctor, I'm scared. I feel like I'm disappearing. I look in the mirror and I don't recognize the woman I used to be. My thoughts are slow. My memories are fading. Am I still me?" Her words broke my heart because I knew what was happening. This wasn't just emotional, this was physical. Her brain was starving, not from lack of love, but from lack of circulation. Her blood vessels were so clogged with cholesterol and waste, her brain couldn't breathe. What did I recommend? Not another prescription. I told her about cornmeal. Yes, cornmeal. Not the processed kind in instant boxes, but whole golden cornmeal like our grandparents used to cook with. You see, this grain is more than comfort food. It's a natural vessel cleanser. It lowers bad cholesterol, supports the liver, and gently helps flush out the waste clogging your brain's highways. I told her, cook it slow, no sugar, no cream, just salt, water, and a spoon of butter or a touch of sour cream. Here's how I do it myself. 1 cup of cornmeal. Rinse it 5-7 times. Boil 3 cups of water. Add a pinch of salt. Stir in the cornmeal. Simmer for 15 minutes uncovered. Wrap and let it sit for 30 more. Top with a spoon of butter or sour cream. That's it. I eat this 3 times a week. It's warm, comforting, and yes, healing. This isn't just breakfast. It's brain care. It's a ritual of self-respect. It's a way to clean your inner life without pills or fear. If you're afraid of losing yourself, start here. Start with this bowl, because the first step to remembering is feeding the brain what it truly needs. Secret number 2, turmeric, the golden armor for your arteries. One of my patients once told me, "I feel like I'm living with a bomb inside my head. I never know when it's going to go off." He was talking about a stroke, about the fear of one day waking up paralyzed, unable to speak or move. And the truth is, many older adults live with that fear, because deep inside, they know their blood vessels are inflamed, fragile, and under pressure. But here's the miracle nature offers us: turmeric. You may know it as a spice. I call it golden medicine. Why? Because turmeric contains curcumin, one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories known to science. It doesn't just soothe your joints, it cleans your arteries, reduces oxidative stress, and makes your blood vessels more flexible and strong. Studies show that regular turmeric use can reduce arterial plaque by up to 25%. That's not a guess, that's science. And you don't need capsules. You don't need complicated recipes. Here's what I tell my patients, and what I do every single day. In the morning, add a pinch of turmeric to warm milk with a bit of honey. At lunch, sprinkle it on your soup, vegetables, or grains. At night, brew it like tea with hot water and black pepper for better absorption. Always pair turmeric with healthy fat, like milk or olive oil, and heat. That's how your body absorbs it best. It's warm, earthy, gentle, and over time, it transforms your vessels. I call it the golden armor. Not because it makes you invincible, but because it protects what matters most: your brain, your heart, and your peace of mind. Don't wait for a health scare to act. Just one pinch a day is a quiet revolution inside your body. Secret number 3, garlic, the everyday shield. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever felt your heart pounding without reason? Your head tightening like it's caught in a vice? Your blood pressure suddenly rising, leaving you dizzy, anxious, and afraid? You're not alone, and you're not imagining it. This isn't just stress or getting older. It's a cry for help. Your blood vessels are losing their flexibility. Once soft and responsive, they're now stiff, like old rubber bands, ready to snap under pressure. But there's one humble food, found in every kitchen, that's been guarding human hearts for centuries: garlic. Yes, garlic, with its sharp smell and ancient power. In just one small clove, there are compounds that expand your blood vessels, lower bad cholesterol, reduce clot formation, and normalize blood pressure. In other words, garlic doesn't just flavor your food, it saves your vessels. But it must be used correctly. Here's the method I teach all my patients. Chop one fresh clove finely. Let it sit for 2 minutes. This activates the allicin, its most powerful compound. Eat it raw, with a spoon of olive oil or on a piece of bread. Do it in the morning on an empty stomach, or before bed. If your stomach is sensitive, you can mix it with warm milk or honey. Yes, the smell may linger, but let me ask you, is the smell worse than brain fog, than losing your memory, than living in fear? For me, it's an easy choice. I've had a clove of garlic every day for over 20 years. And the results? My thoughts are clear. My blood pressure is stable. My heart is calm. Don't underestimate this tiny warrior. One clove a day can change your life. Secret number 4, honey plus nuts plus dried fruits. Brain fuel mix. Some mornings I would wake up and feel empty. My eyes opened, but my mind didn't. No thoughts, no clarity. Just silence inside, like a radio that lost its signal. Have you ever felt that? You try to remember names, appointments, stories from the day before, but everything is fuzzy. Not because you don't care, but because your brain is starving. Yes, starving. As we age, our brain's demand for vitamins, minerals, and clean energy only increases. But modern diets, they give us sugar spikes, processed fats, and zero real fuel. What your brain needs is slow, rich, natural energy. And that's why I created what I call the brain fuel mix. A simple blend of honey, nature's clean glucose to feed your neurons. Walnuts, full of omega-3s and vitamin E to protect your brain cells. Dried fruits, like apricots, raisins, prunes, packed with potassium, magnesium, and B vitamins. Here's my personal formula. 100 walnuts, 100 gram raisins, 100 gram dried apricots, 100 gram prunes, 3 to 4 tablespoons of raw honey. I blend everything together and store it in a glass jar in the fridge. Every morning, I take 1 tablespoon on an empty stomach. That's it. After just 7 to 10 days, most people report brighter eyes, more stable mood, sharper memory, less anxiety. This is not a dessert. This is medicine without side effects. It's sweet, yes, but it's a sweetness that feeds your soul. not your fear. If you feel like your mind is dimming, don't wait. Feed your brain the way it deserves. Start with 1 spoon. Let that be your first thank you to your memory. Secret number 5, pomegranate, the blood cleanser. Sometimes everything looks fine from the outside. You're eating okay, moving a bit, seeing the doctor. But deep inside, something feels off. Your legs are cold, your memory slips away quietly, your face looks pale, and your heart, it beats slow and heavy, like it's trying to push through thick mud. That's not fatigue, that's poor blood flow. And when blood stops moving freely, your brain is the first to suffer. But nature again gives us a miracle. 1 fruit, deep red, ancient, powerful, pomegranate. I call it liquid life. Why? Because it doesn't just taste good, it heals the blood. Studies show that drinking pure pomegranate juice can reduce arterial plaque by up to 30%, thin the blood naturally, strengthen artery walls, and increase oxygen delivery to the brain. It's like sending fresh air and energy straight into your mind. Here's how I use it. I eat 1 fresh pomegranate a day, or I drink a small glass of freshly squeezed juice, never from the store, no added sugar. I mix it with a bit of water and avoid combining it with dairy. I take it in 21-day cycles, then rest for 1 week. I always tell my grandchildren, if you want a clear mind, start your day with pomegranate, not coffee. It's not just a fruit, it's the fuel for your memory, the spark for your thoughts, the cleanser of the very thing that gives your brain life. Blood. Don't underestimate what clean blood can do. It's the difference between confusion and clarity, between fear and freedom. Secret number 6, olive oil, the liquid gold. Have you noticed how, over time, everything begins to dry out? The skin becomes thin and fragile. The joints stiffen. The body feels like it's slowly turning to stone. And inside, your blood vessels, the lifelines to your brain, start to harden too. It's not just aging, it's what I call internal drying. When your body runs low on the healthy fats, it desperately needs to stay soft, elastic, and alive. We were told for years, fat is bad, but that was a dangerous myth. Your brain is made of fat, your blood vessels depend on it. But not just any fat, the right fat. That's why I call cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil the liquid gold of the brain. Rich in monounsaturated fatty acids, oleic acid, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds. Olive oil doesn't just protect your heart. It restores vessel flexibility, reduces inflammation, and feeds your brain with what it needs to stay alert and calm. This is how I use it. Every morning, 1 tablespoon on an empty stomach, followed by warm water with lemon. At lunch, drizzle over salad or cooked vegetables. At night, a spoon in warm milk helps relax blood vessels and ease blood pressure. Never cook it at high heat. It destroys its healing power. Keep it in a dark glass bottle. Treat it like medicine. Since adding olive oil daily, I've felt fewer headaches, more stable blood pressure, softer skin, and most importantly, a calm, steady mind. This oil is a gift, simple, ancient, and deeply powerful. A spoon a day can soften everything inside you, your thoughts, your blood flow, even your fear. Let me take you through a simple day, a day that has changed my life and the lives of so many of my patients. It doesn't require money or pills or anything complicated, just a few quiet minutes of care. In the way you eat. I start every morning with a glass of warm water and lemon. It wakes up my body, gently clears out the night. 10 minutes later, I take 1 tablespoon of olive oil on an empty stomach. That's how I soften my vessels before the day even begins. Then comes breakfast. Not toast, not cereal, but a warm bowl of whole grains. Oats, buckwheat, or cornmeal. I cook it slow, just water and a pinch of salt. Then I add a spoon of honey, a pinch of turmeric, and a few walnuts. Sometimes I sprinkle flax seeds or pumpkin seeds on top. Tiny gifts for my brain. After that, I take a spoon of my brain fuel mix, nuts, dried fruits, and honey. That's my fuel. That's my armor. That's what makes my eyes brighter and my thoughts clearer. At lunch, I keep it simple. A vegetable soup, always with a touch of turmeric. Some steamed fish or chicken with green vegetables. No sauces, just olive oil and maybe a squeeze of lemon. And always, half a fresh pomegranate or a small glass of fresh juice. Pomegranate, I've found, is like giving your brain clean, flowing blood. Dinner is the softest part of my day. I cook a warm cornmeal porridge, just like my grandmother used to. A spoon of butter on top. That's all. After dinner, I drink a cup of warm milk with honey and turmeric. It calms the blood, relaxes the mind. And before bed, I take one small clove of garlic, chopped, rested, swallowed with a spoon of oil. Yes, it smells, but it protects me through the night like a quiet guardian. This is not a diet. This is not a trend. This is how I say thank you to my brain every day. It takes no more than 5 minutes each time, but together, these little moments have become the reason I still feel alive, clear, and free at 92.